Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Well, I must say it's with regret that I'm actually doing this video. It's not something I wanted to do, but it seems like I've been forced into doing it for several reasons really. One is you might have known that Ray has left Man City Fan TV, and that's perfectly fine. That's no problem whatsoever. However, I want to start off by saying it was me, not Ray, who recorded the video. Now, that's point number one. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to structure this video in a way that you can understand the reasons why and actual facts behind the conversation. Facts about Rabin and what Rabin said to us and said to me and etc, etc. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do an introduction to who Rabin is. Now, we will never ever reveal his identity, ever. I promise you that, and I promise Rabin that. Now, as you know, we've done videos with John Dillon, Jonathan Northcroft, etc, on opposition fan channels and things like that. Now, we have never put out something without permission, without sometimes running it by them, sending them the video, saying, are you happy with this, etc, etc. We don't do that. Why would we possibly? One, expose Rabin. Two, expose Man City as being underhand, Man City Fan TV as being underhand in any way, shape or form. It just doesn't suit our agenda. It's not something we would do. However, reading timelines by people on Twitter today, I mean, these are grown-ups posting pictures of popcorn and all what's happened and I've read some absolutely ridiculous posts on Twitter talking about he only filmed it because he wanted to show it his wife. I mean, it's just become a bit of a joke. Now, I was quite happy to leave it at that point. I didn't feel I needed to justify it, and you'll know the reasons why when we talk through this particular video. But it's getting to the point where we're getting, or Man City Fan TV, which is me now, are getting stories on Twitter which are just becoming pathetic, absolutely pathetic. So what I want to do is I'm going to structure this video so that you, if you don't know about Rabin, etc, etc, you can follow the whole chain of events. Now, this is all out in the public domain, with the exception of the video. The video that was recorded by me, and you'll see the reasons where I said, you know, this video is being recorded. Never once, ever in the conversation, and I have the video, and so does Rabin, and so does Ray. Never once was I ever told to stop recording, even though I had asked, do you want me to stop recording? Never once. Never, ever once. And that's point number one. So we're going to talk about Rabin. Now, Rabin is a Twitter account that has outed journalists. And done a wonderful job, don't get me wrong. He's done a fantastic job where he has exposed half-truths in some of the reporting by certain members of the media, and that's got him some flack in return. So I can understand where Rabin's coming from when he thinks, I want to protect my identity and things like that. He claims, and I don't know, he claims that he had another account that he got rid of and things like that. And he's gone from 100 followers to 6,500 followers in no time whatsoever, in a few weeks. So he's done very well out of it. Now, I think some of his work that he's done on Twitter, and I've posted on Twitter and social media, is amazing. Some very good, interesting, erudite sort of articles on there. So because of that, and we have people messaging us saying, oh, it'd be great if you got Rabin on your channel. And I said, well, we'll contact him and we'll see whether we can or we can't. Now, to give you some background information on the events that occurred that led up to yesterday. Now, I contacted Rabin, I don't know, 2.5 weeks ago, something like that. And I asked, look, a lot of people are interested in what you've got to say. It falls in the same sort of thing that we've done with journalists, John Dillon, Jonathan Northcroft, things like that. And we've never gone behind any of those journalists' backs whatsoever, ever. We've provided material to them, they can approve it. If they don't like it, it never comes on our channel. So we approached Rabin, or I approached Rabin, and basically sort of said, do you want to come on the channel? It'd be great to do a collaboration. And a couple of days later, I've got a reply back saying, look, I've been approached by another, I won't name who they are, but I've been approached by another sort of podcast and they want to do one this weekend. And they were first just a few hours or so before you put the request in. So I said, fine, no problem whatsoever. However, if you want to do that, that's perfectly fine. We won't want to do a video with you because all we'll be doing is regurgitating the same stuff that you're going to do on the podcast, and that's perfectly fine. It's just not that what we want to do that. Now, the weekend passed, and I didn't see any podcasts with Rabin on these podcasts. So I messaged Rabin and said, basically, how did the podcast go? I hope it went well. I've not seen anything. Where is it? So I could listen to it because I was as interested in this as you are. So, basically, he came back and told me that it didn't go ahead for one reason or another. I'm not going to go into revealing the details why and things like that, but he basically said it didn't go ahead. So I said, look, you're more than welcome to come on Man City Fan TV. And he turned around and said, I'm still obviously worried about journalists and things attacking me. And I said, absolutely, I understand that. There's no problem. I've got the full timeline of events. So I said, but if you want to, fine, come on us. And he said that you'll be first, I promise you. So we left it a few days. I went back to him saying, have you had any more thoughts? Because at the end of the day, Rabin is very popular on social media, on Twitter in particular, with his, I don't know whether you want to call it a vendetta or, defense of sort of some of the articles that have been put out by journalists out there. So I went back to Rabin and basically said, look, are you interested? Do you want to do something? He said, I'm still not sure. And then came back and sort of said to me the following day, something along the lines was, I've been given full disclosure by somebody else. And I said, well, I thought you said that we were first on the, to interview you. But if you don't want to do it, that's fine. So he said, why don't you Skype me this weekend and we'll have a chat? And I said, fine, no problem whatsoever. So yesterday, I contacted Rabin. I also turned around and said to Rabin that if you want to Skype me, this is my Skype address. Now we're talking about Skype, face-to-face. This isn't a phone call, face-to-face. And I said to Rabin, if you want to, this is my Skype address, contact me. And then he came back and said, well, I'll contact you in, 30 minutes or something. And it ended up, it was an hour or two later, we ended up doing a Skype chat. Now, with all our Skype chats, we record it. Because I don't know who Rabin is, I don't know what the conversation is, and this video I was doing on my own, not with Ray, and I was going to send the video to Ray to say, okay, we've had the conversation with Rabin. Now, the video was not an interview. It wasn't I'm asking you questions about journalists and things like that. It was a chat about how do you want to progress with this, about what we can offer you with confidentiality, and we don't have to show your face, and we don't have to do this, and you can be just audio if you want to. I mean, it's entirely up to you. I said to Rabin, you can take complete control of the interview if you want to do it. Never forced him into doing anything. Just said, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to have a set of questions that you want me to ask you, and you can talk about them, perfectly fine. I've got no problems with that whatsoever. Now, a few minutes into the video, and I've got a full transcript and timeline of this, a few minutes into the video, after we've said that we don't, and I'm just reading through some of the timeline, the fact that we don't have to have your face involved and things like that. We don't want to force you into a video that you don't want to do. We're not wanting to put you on, and these are my words to Rabin, we're not wanting to put you on the spot or make you feel uncomfortable in any way, shape or form. Everything is over to you and what you want to do. Now, at 1441, he claims not wanting to be a stranger. I don't want to be a stranger or put my price up to you. No, we've never discussed price. We've never paid for anything on Man City Fan TV. We don't pay people to come on. We don't do anything. But then just a few minutes into the chat about it, he said, it looks like you're recording this video. And I said, yes, we are, because I want to send this video to Ray. He's a partner in Man City Fan TV. And I want Ray to have a watch, because I don't know, one thing we've got to remember, I don't know how long this Skype call is going to go on for. It could be an hour full of loads of stuff that I can't make notes of when I'm talking to somebody face to face on camera. So I said, yes, it is. It's been recorded, and I'm going to send this video to Ray so he can see it, and we can discuss what happens next. At no point, at this point, this is a few minutes into the video, at no point did he say, I don't want you to record this. And if he did, I would have said, absolutely fine, no problem whatsoever. Now, you have to remember with Skype, if you're being video recorded, you can see that it's being recorded. You know straight away. So we're talking about a timeline of events, which is a few minutes into the video. So he started going on talking about this, and I talked about the fact that we've done the John Dillon interview, we've done the Jonathan Northcroft stuff. We've never exposed anybody or done it in a way to try and make us popular, and we've always asked permission, always. We've never put anything out that is secretive, underhand, or anything. Now, into the video, and the timeline of events continues to 13 minutes in, so we're talking 10 minutes or so into the video. He's still talking about the fact that he likes the club and blah blah blah, and that's absolutely fine. Still no point at anything has said, are you recording this, do you want to stop, please can you stop recording, can you do this? And he was trying to put his point across that he's not a spy, he's not a hacker, he's not this, that and the other, and we were discussing those events to the point of where nearly 15 minutes into the video, he turns around and says, are you still recording this conversation? And I turned around and said, do you want me to stop recording it? Because if you do, I will do. No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. I said to him a minute later, we will never ever put out a video without your permission. We'll never show it anywhere. This is solely just basically for Ray. And he just nodded and said, look, I'm just acting in good faith. And I said, I totally, I get that. That's the whole purpose to it. Now, I'm not going to go into the whole detail of the conversation. I'm just trying to give you the key points and facts of where this thing has come about, we were supposedly secretively recorded him. It was never, ever happened that way. That is an absolute promise. I would never, ever do that to anybody. So moving through the conversation, we're now moving to the point where he talks about why are people wanting to know who I am. I said, they're just curious, that's all. And he said, yeah, I understand that. But still nothing about recording or stop recording or anything like that. So I basically said to him, look, you can control everything. If you don't want to come on camera, if you don't want certain questions asked, if you can do anything you want to do. If you want to control it, that's perfectly fine. I totally get that. I do understand it. I said, look, we'll send you an edited version. This is like 21 minutes or 22 minutes into the conversation. We'll send you an edited version of the video. You can approve it. You can say, I don't like this or I don't like that or anything. And he basically had a call on home, and he had a sort of like doorbell rang. And he said, I just need to think about this basically. And I said, absolutely fine. But I promise you that this video will not be posted anywhere. That I absolutely promise. And he turned around and his words were to me, fair enough, I'll have a think and I'll chat to you later. That was it. That was the end of the conversation with regards to Rabin. So the video wasn't an interview video about what his thoughts were on journalists and his articles. It was solely a catch-up chat to see, does he want to come on, what we're prepared to offer him. We'll give him complete anonymity. We won't, put his name out there. We don't even, to be honest with you, I don't even know his name. I have no idea. I've only seen his face. And I will never, ever, ever disclose that to anybody. The only person, and I made it clear a few minutes into the video, that I was going to send the video to Ray, who is a partner in Man City Fan TV. At no point, and I need to reiterate this, at no point did he ever tell me to stop filming. Never. On several occasions I said this video will not be shared with anyone other than sending it to Ray. It'll never be posted anywhere, and that is it. End of story. We've never done that with anything on Man City Fan TV. And you can ask anybody, journalists that we've interviewed and things like that. We've never ever done that. And why would we possibly do that on a video? Because we'd lose credibility, trust, everything would go out the window. So it's not something that we do. I then approached him and said, do you want me to stop filming? This was halfway through the video. And he never said, yes, please, will you stop filming the video? Now, the tweet, and I'll put the tweet up that came up last night. It was, I don't know how long it was, maybe half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour after the video that we finished doing. He basically, and I'll show you this on screen, he basically turned around, because this is in the public domain, this is out there on Twitter. He basically said, today in the same good faith, I had what I thought was a bilateral chat with someone I respect here. He made it sure that this was on video. He made it sure it was on video. I asked the question, despite my discomfort. Now, he never turned around and said, I'm really uncomfortable about being on camera, stop recording. Never, ever did he say that. And 10, 12 minutes into the conversation, I realised it was recording. I've got proof that this was a few minutes into the video when he asked me, is this being recorded? And I said, yes, absolutely yes, this is being recorded. And the only reason it's being recorded is to send it to Ray. Now, nothing ever was said after that point. When he says 10, 12 minutes into the video, it was me asking him, do you want me to stop recording this? Not once did he say, please stop recording it. Never, ever said that. Shocked, I asked him why he was doing it. And I told him, he said, he's replied that it was because he wanted to share that with his friend or partner. It's not a friend. I told him it was Ray at Man City Fan TV. I was not asked for permission, and I kept repeating I was uncomfortable. No, he didn't. He said it on once, look, I'm a bit uncomfortable about this, to the point of when I turned around and said, do you want me to stop recording? It's no problem whatsoever. He has promised not to show the video to anyone, but I'm shaking with anger and fear. Well, I'm not a circus freak nor a hacker to be outed, nor do I understand the attempts to find out who I am. We've never once asked him his name. Never once have I said to him, what's your true name and where do you work and where do you live? And never once have I asked him. And I even said on the video, and this is on the video, I said, I'll be honest with you, Rabin, I'm not interested about who you are, what your name is, what you do. I'm interested about what you do and how you challenge these journalists. Never once have I asked who he is. And I've said it in the video numerous times. We would never, ever, ever post this video anywhere for anybody to see. So I just want to clear up the facts that tweet has created. Now, when we talk about, which is ironic, that Rabin comes out and exposes half-truths by journalists. Well, there's half-truths in that tweet. It's not actual facts, because there's inaccuracies in that video when he says 10 minutes into the video conversation, I realised he was recording it. That is a lie. That is not true, because a few minutes into the video, he asked me, are you recording this? And I said, yes, I am. Now, if I wanted to hide anything and do anything underhand, I would have said, no, I'm not recording this. No, not me. I said, yes, we are. And I turned around and said that this video is solely to show Ray, because Ray wasn't involved in the conversation, about our conversation and to where do we go next? Are you going to do an interview and what it is, etc., etc., and how do you want to format it and structure it? The conversation that we had on Skype was not a full-on interview. It was just solely a meet-up to find out, you know, what we can offer him and what he can offer us and blah, blah, blah. But we didn't talk about money. I said that. I said on numerous occasions during the video, we don't monetize our channel. Unlike other channels, we don't monetize it. It's not about money. It's not about that. It's just solely, we like the message that he's actually sending to these journalists. And I said that right the way through the video and explained the whole situation. So what I want to turn around and say is to people who watch the videos and people who chat absolute crap on social media, on Twitter in particular, who try to create this whole, you know, story and gossip, and these are adults, these are not children, these are adults who are creating this, you know, posting pictures of popcorn and what's been said and things like that. Is nonsense. It's absolutely nonsense. We wouldn't do that. We really wouldn't do. We've got a proven record of confidentiality. Now, like I said, right a few minutes into the video, he asks, is it recording? I said it is. I said the reasons why I'm recording it. At no point, never, ever once throughout a 24-minute chat on video did he ever say to me, please, will you stop recording? I, in fact, raised the question, do you want me to stop recording? And he never said yes. Never, ever. So I just wanted to put this across that if you do with it whatever you want, you know, I will never ever reveal his identity. I don't know his identity. I only know what he looks like. I've no clue who he is. I don't know what his motives are, whether it's money, whether it's social climbing, whether it's, you know, he seemed pleased that he's got this massive big fan base now and things like that. I have no idea what his motives are. The chat was solely to sort of say, do you want to come on and do a collaboration? And we will give you complete carte blanche sort of control of what it is that you want to speak about. That was the only reason for it. And the only reason I recorded it was to send it to Ray. And he knew that a few minutes into the video. So never once, never ever once was it underhand, secretive or anything like that. So I dispute the fact that Rabin's supposed to be calling out home truths of journalists and things like that. And yet his tweet suggests that we've done it without his knowledge. And he says he only realises 10, 12 minutes into the video, which is factually incorrect. Absolutely incorrect. But anyway, I wanted to put the record straight. Have your own thoughts about it. If you want to gossip about it further and you want to sort of create whatever it is that you want to create, that's perfectly fine. I've no problem with that. I understand social media and the way it works. And I understand that if you put your face out there on Twitter or on YouTube or whatever it is that you want to do, people will always have a go. People will always have a dig and things like that. And the Ray thing is completely irrelevant. You know, good luck to Ray in his new venture. That's no problem whatsoever. But what I wanted to do, and what I didn't, or I found quite, you know, distasteful, was this gossip mongering on Twitter about what it was, because it all came because that tweet didn't tell the full truth about what actually happened on there. So yes, it was me. It wasn't Ray. It was me who recorded it. But I've just explained to you the reasons why and what was said. So at no point, I reiterate this, at no point was I asked to stop, even though I asked, do you want me to stop? So, Rabin, I hope you carry on doing fantastic work that you're doing, and you come back on social media and you keep calling out these journalists, because that is the reason why we wanted to get in touch with you, not for any other purpose, any other reason. You know, that is not what we're about. But anyway, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. I wanted to clear that up. You've got your own opinions on it now. I'm telling you now, those are facts. As our chairman says, deal with facts, not what, you know, people speculate. So they're the facts, and do with it as you will. But anyway, like I said, we'll never expose Rabin, ever, ever, ever. Even though I still don't know who he is. I've no idea who he is. So I just had a Skype call with him. I know what he looks like, but I don't know who he is. I don't even know his name. So anyway, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Take care. I didn't want to do this video, but thought we'd put it out there because it needs dealing with. So facts are facts, and that's what we're dealing with. Take care, and we'll see you soon.